ICT resources, computer components and its peripherals. Students, today we are going to see that how the computer components and its peripherals are connected in the ICT resources. Okay, that we will see today. So what are the different types of devices nowadays? You know that in our lab also, in computer lab also, there are a lot of devices which are also part of computer ICT resources. Fine. So now let us see it. What is happening? You know that these are the components. So computer has established itself as one of the biggest innovations of humankind. We all know it. It is an electronics device that can perform a variety of tasks by executing a given set of instructions. Okay, and it is a versatile machine, also can be used for several devices. It can handle multiple tasks such as performing calculations, playing music, surfing internet, painting, managing data and files, developing various calculations. Even if the computer languages also, we can write programs, the coding can be done also. However, a computer also has some limitations. It cannot think. It is a dumb machine, and whatever instructions will be given by the user, it will work accordingly. Fine. Okay, that's why it cannot think on its own and need instructions and every steps from the human being or some other source to perform its operations. It cannot work on its own. So this is about the computer system. All right. Now let us see now the peripherals and all. Okay. The basic components of a computer consist of, these are the things that you have to study. You have to concentrate much on these particular things. Okay. That hardware, the physical components that we can touch and feel, that is actually known as computer hardware. It comes around CPU, keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, motherboard, RAM, ROM bias, everything. It comes under it. Okay, you can see here just a block diagram of a computer unit. That is the thing. It is showing the central processing unit has been divided into three different parts. One is memory unit. That is the primary memory, where the RAM and ROM is there. Okay, control unit is there, and arithmetic logic unit is there. All right. So the thing is that is the output unit, and this is the output unit. Input unit. So these are the three basic. This is actually the basic block diagram of a computer system. The input unit, actually what it does, it actually sends the information to the memory unit, and memory unit will store it temporarily with the help of a specified electronic device known as register. From that register, what will happen? The control unit will take the control, and if it is a numeric data or some comparison to be sent to the computer for processing, it will be sent to the arithmetic logic unit. You can see the double-headed arrow over there because there is a to and fro movement between the data and the there is a to and fro movement of data. So once it will come from the control unit, after processing, it will again go back. All right. So finally, when the processing will be done, then the particular things will be displayed into the output. Fine. So now the thing is that if the data is a non-numeric data, in that case, what will happen? It will be stored in the memory unit. Control unit will check it whether it has to be gone to the arithmetic and logic unit or not. And if it is not required, in that case, output unit will it will be sent directly to the output unit. All right. So this is actually the basic block diagram of a computer system. Okay, a modern computer system rather. Now, software is a collection of programs and procedures that instructs a computer how to perform different type of tasks. Okay, there are different types of software. One is called system software, another is called application software. System software, like operating system, okay, is the basic system software that have been used. Without that, none of the computer system cannot be operated. And application software, you can see there are many application softwares are available. We are using some general purpose application software like Microsoft Word, that is used for word processing. Notepad is there, WordPad is there. We are using calculator, and we are using spreadsheet like Excel. We are using the basic presentation software that is called PowerPoint. Okay, apart from that, there are some specific purpose application softwares are also available. The specific purpose application softwares are such that some group of professionals can be used it. All right, it can be used by some group of professionals. Like AutoCAD is a kind of software that can be used for the engineering drawing purposes, so the engineers can utilize it properly. Tally is a software which is an accounting software that can be used by the financial institutions or person, those who are related to finance, like that. Adobe Photoshop is there, those who are the graphic designer or the graphic artist, they can use it. Okay, if general people want to use those software, they have to learn it. Okay, so I have told you already the input unit and output unit, and this is the CPU that you have seen out here. Input unit, what it says, once again we are coming back. The devices used to provide input to the computer constitute the input unit. These devices are used to translate users command into binary code that can be recognized by the computer. Binary code means it is a combination of 0 and 1. The most commonly used input devices you can see out here normally use it: keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick for gaming, those things. And these are the output units that after processing it shows some meaningful information. All right. So those are monitor, printer, webcam, headphone, okay, speakers, all these things. All right. So you can see here the central processing unit. It is basically a particular chip that has been installed into your motherboard, and then it processes the information that has been sent by the user. All right. So there are three units of CPU. Arithmetic logic unit carries out the basic calculations and um, uh, comparison operations on the data. Control unit, it controls the overall management actually being done by the control unit. And memory unit is the principal storage of the computer. It stores both data and instructions, but temporarily. All right. The data can be stored either temporarily or permanently, because ROM is the one that stores the data permanently, whereas RAM stores it permanently. It is actually also known as the primary memory of computer, because secondary memory you are using the hard disk, CD-ROM, flash drives like pen drives and all, memory chip, memory cards, all those things. Okay, so broadly they are classified into internal memory and external memory. Students, you must read each system and separately, and the parts of CPU also are very important for your exam. Okay, you must read its purpose. All right, that is the thing. Now the internal memory, there are, I have already told you RAM and ROM. The difference between RAM and ROM is a very important question. Okay, so what is happening? It is called primary memory. I have told you already. It is the main area in computer where data and instructions and information are stored. It is directly accessed by the CPU. We human being cannot read into the ROM area, but RAM can be overwritten, or RAM can be updated like that. So random access memory holds the data temporarily and is volatile in nature. Means the data will be lost whenever there is no power. Okay, it is also known as read-write memory. So we can read information from it as well as write information, write instructions onto it. Okay, that is the thing. And on the other hand, ROM is actually non-volatile. It is permanent. It remains as long as the computer BIOS, that means basic input output service, is functioning. The data and instructions saved in ROM are not lost even when the power supply is switched off. That is the highlighted part in ROM memory. And external memory is the one, that is the external memory is also known as secondary storage device, or the secondary memory refers to the various storage devices such as CDs, DVDs, pen drive, etc. Here we can store the data permanently. All right. Now the thing is that whenever we are storing the data into primary memory, okay, it is not permanent actually. In that case, what is happening? The data may be lost. So that's why we need a secondary storage or the external memory in order to store our job or work permanently. So whenever we require, we can retrieve those things from there. Okay, that is the things. You can see out here what is actually the procedural programming, a programming paradigm. So where a complex programming problem is solved by dividing into several steps. This is also known as procedural programming. We often do that by using the Python and C++ language. And IO interface is the one where the peripheral devices are connected. Okay, peripheral devices, you can say the IO interfaces such as communication buses are there, universal serial bus, that is USB, and the serial ports are also available. All right. A peripheral device in a computer systems basically made up of three units are there, like input, output, and storage units that carry out its primary functions. Okay, it is made up of that. There are many other internal and external devices that can be connected to the computer directly and added functionality to it. These devices are called peripheral devices, such as a scanner, you can say, is a peripheral device. Okay, they perform various secondary operations like capturing images, recording videos, connecting ourselves to the internet, all these things. Okay, the term peripheral devices refers to all hardware components that are attached to a computer and are controlled by the computer system, but they are not the core components of the computer like CPU, okay, motherboard and power supply unit, etc. Okay, unit memory, hard disk, various other peripheral devices, so that computer functions to its potential. Okay, peripherals, in other words, can also be defined as the devices that can be easily removed and plugged into a computer system. But CPU is not a peripheral device. It is actually a important electronical chip that has been mounted on the system board, but it is not easy to take out, okay, from it, and is it not easy to plug into the motherboard. You need a very skilled professional for that. So that's why CPU cannot be considered as a peripheral. Okay, but the other components can be considered as a peripheral. Okay, if a scanner is not physically connected to a computer, even then the computer can operate and run programs. Okay, so that's why sometimes the peripheral devices are not that important. The basic devices are very, very important. All right. But a scanner adds additional functionality to the computer by providing input to it in digital form. So that's why. But without scanner, computer can work. So while running, you must need a monitor, a CPU, definitely central processing unit, RAM and ROM is required. Okay, for processing and an input unit like keyboard. Sometimes mouse also is not required in a computer system. All right. That's what we can say, that peripheral devices only adds the functionality, a specific, some specific functionality to the computer system, and easy to install and easy to remove. All right. Now the thing is that peripheral devices can be classified into two categories: internal and external. In the internal peripherals devices, you can say the graphic card that can be used for gaming and all. For the image processing, sound card is also required. But nowadays, most of the devices are embedded onto the motherboard. Optical disk drive is also required. Modem, NIC means network interface card. Okay, Wi-Fi means wireless fidelity. Okay, and Bluetooth for communication. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for wireless communication. And external peripheral devices, you can say memory card reader, camcorder is required, MIDI equipment, okay, for recording, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, printer, monitor, digital camera, chip drive, everything. But chip drive is no more uses, has no use nowadays, but very rare use, we can say. Okay, but in the bank and all, you can see sometimes the chip drives are being used in order to process very huge amount of data. A graphic card is also known as a video card, is used to provide the visual display on a screen. The graphic card facilitates the transfer of the visual output from the processor to the visual display unit. It actually enhance the quality of an image, okay, into the computer system. An optical disk drive is a peripheral device that is used to read and write data to and from a disk, a CD or a DVD. All right, the CDs or DVDs are used for a variety of tasks such as storing audio, video files, as installing software on the computer. These days, most of the optical drives can play all forms of CDs and DVDs. Okay, CDRW is there. That means rewritable. DVD-R, that means DVD writable, DVD-RW, DVD rewritable, all these things. The disk drive is also available as a USB external drive. Nowadays, hard disk and CD-ROM, the DVD drives can be used externally also. That can be connected into the USB drive also. USB port, I mean. All right. So next is coming modem. It stands for modulator and demodulator. It is a hardware that allows a computer on other devices such as a router or a switch to connect to the internet. Means it actually takes analog signals from the machine, from the system, and in the receiving end, again it is converted into digital. All right. So to connect to the internet, we must need a modem. So it may be external or it may be embedded into the computer system. So nowadays, external modems are of no use. Okay, so nowadays these modems are actually being installed in the main system board. Okay, or sometimes the mobile phone also can be used as a modem. All right. Since a computer only recognizes the digital signal, the modem, what it does actually, the modem modulates what? Modulates or converts what you call an analog signal from a telephone cable to a digital signal to transfer data from to the computer. Similarly, demodulates that the digital data from a computer or other devices to an analog signal. Speed of a modem is measured into BPS, that is bits per second. There are two types of modem available: internal modem and external modem. Internal modem is a circuit board that is plugged into an expansion slot of a motherboard, okay, inside a computer. An external modem is a small box that is connected to the CPU, and the telephone lines. It is like a box kept outside the computer and can be connected to it with the help of a serial port or a USB port. It can be used with more than one computer. The lights displayed on the case of the external modem indicates the various states of it during the communication. So nowadays it is a very less use, and the network interface card, this is also this is also nowadays can be found embedded into the computer system, and it is used in local area networking in order to connect different machines with one another. Okay, that is the thing. So data transfer rate of an NIC may be 10, 100 or 1000 Mbps. All right, and the wireless fidelity, that is Wi-Fi, is nowadays the most commonly used communicating device. Okay, that allows computer or other devices to connect to the internet or communications with each other wirelessly. To connect to a wireless network, a computer must have a wireless adapter, that is known as Wi-Fi adapter. It is a hardware component that is plugged into a PCI slot, that is the peripheral component interconnect slot, or in a USB drive nowadays inside the computer to enable Wi-Fi. Okay. Generally, a Wi-Fi adapter is connected to a desktop or a laptop computer through a USB port, but the PCI devices are connected internally. PCI port is an internal slot in the motherboard. That is the thing. Earlier, the devices required the use of wireless adapter for a connection. However, nowadays, most of the devices like laptops and desktops, it is coming with built-in Wi-Fi connectivity. Okay, and Bluetooth is also a technology that connects multiple products wirelessly within a short wavelength by using a short wavelength radio waves. Okay, a personal area network can be established by using Bluetooth. Both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi provide wireless communication. However, while Wi-Fi connects devices to the internet, Bluetooth is used to connect the Bluetooth-enabled devices only. That is the only difference between the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Most modern computers and laptops come with a built-in Bluetooth adapter. Okay, some devices that do not embed it with Bluetooth adapter can use an external Bluetooth device or adapter, generally in the form of a small USB dongle. These devices are very small, not more than half an inch size. Okay, sometimes the Bluetooth dongles are also being used in order to connect the wireless mouse and wireless keyboards. Fine, that is the thing. Now, external peripheral device. A digital camera is a hardware device capable of capturing still pictures, recording, and storing videos with sound in a digital form, which a computer recognizes easily. The zeros and ones in a digital camera are stored as strings of tiny dots called pixels. Okay. However, unlike ordinary film cameras, digital cameras can instantaneously display images on a screen. We can store, delete images from the memory card or the digital camera whenever required. So the handling is very easy, and this is a plug and play device. Whenever you are connecting this particular thing and using a USB port, it will be easily installed. All right, that is why this the users of digital camera nowadays is more. All right, and the memory card reader also simple simple flash card can be used in this particular reader. Okay, so it has to be connected to the computer again via USB port and all. Okay, it can quickly transfer the files to an SD card or in a compact flash drive, and to take a backup of the most important files on the computer. These are the principal functionality of a memory card reader. Okay, memory card reader actually enhances the reading data the from a SD card, that is the secure digital card we can say, and SD card, which is also a multimedia card. You can say that because you can store over there many animations, you can store their videos, you can store their any audio speeches, everything. Okay, some cartridges only have one card slot, while some have multiple card slots for different cards and media to read. All right. In fact, most multifunction printers, scanners, and copiers nowadays have the built-in memory card readers. All right. Another important peripheral device is digital camcorder. It is a peripheral device used for recording live motion video with audio. Okay, so nowadays you might have heard that while riding the bike or the a car driver can record the video. Okay, just by using a particular device, you can say GoPro, that one. That is also a kind of digital camcorder. The video files hence recorded can be played on a television or a computer. Professional videographers and filmmakers use camcorders to shoot videos for commercial use. The recording can be stored on multiple storage media such as internal flash memory, and it is also compatible to the every kind of devices like computer, laptops, and whatever it is. Even the smart televisions also can read data from there. You can use the SD cards, also mini SD, micro DVD, everything. The camcorders can be connected to a PC with the help of a USB port to edit the video files whenever required. All right, that is the thing. Smartphones, we are always using as it's required. So now it is an essential device for using our online classes and all. It is also a mobile computing device nowadays that acts as a peripheral device for connecting computers to the internet using the hotspot feature. Okay, hotspot feature, whenever you are enabling, you have to pair up with it other devices with that particular hotspot device, then only it will be connected also. The smartphones can also be synchronized with the computer for the exchange of updated files and data. It has many advanced features such as touch screen display, advanced operating system. It is having the multimedia functionality, internet connectivity, stronger hardware capabilities. In one word, we can say it is a multifunctional device actually. The popular mobile operating system we can use, that is the Android system. In iPhone we are using the iOS. Symbian system is also there. This phone use actually high-end processor that enable users to play 3D games, surfing the internet with a very huge speed, watch movies and programs on YouTube. Okay, a tablet is also a very useful device nowadays, especially it is used in learning and in education also. It is also used mostly in the it is used mostly by the graphic artists and all engineers for the 3D drawing, everything. Okay, Apple's iPad, Amazon's Kindle is an example. Nowadays the latest one is the Samsung Note 7 is also available. Okay, tablets are capable of doing most of the tasks similar to the PCs, and it resembles modern smartphones with a difference in their screen size. All right. Okay. So some tabs are coming with inbuilt SIM slot where you can insert a SIM and you can receive and accept the call. You can send the SMS also. The display screen on the tablet is about almost 7 inch or larger. A tablet can also be connected to external keyboard wirelessly or with the help of a USB cable. That is the thing. All right, and latest one is the smartwatches. Nowadays with the help of using the smartwatch, you can even make a call, you can accept the SMS, you can send the WhatsApp messages, everything. It is also a general purpose multifunctional device. It's a support device for smartphones and are dependent on it because it has to be paired up with the smartphones as well as between smartphone as well as the smartwatches. They can also synchronize with a smartphone or a tablet using Bluetooth, and help you to make receive calls or to send the messages. I have told you already. Apple Watch to access the volume and tracks and all. For example, when you are listening music, especially on iPhone. Okay, new generation smartwatches support an array of application software like digital maps, calculators, schedulers, personal organizers, health checkup facilities, everything. Many smartwatches. Sometimes it can also equipped with the heartbeat monitor, pressure monitor, BP monitor, I can say. Okay, many smartwatches are designed to connect directly with other devices having internet connectivity. Internet access enables a smartwatch with a lot of capabilities such as message notifications, GPS navigations, calendar synchronizations, etc. So these are the nowadays the ICT and these resources which are helping in our everyday life at every moment. Okay, without this we cannot we cannot go anywhere. Okay, so any kind of communication we have to make, we definitely have to take help of these ICT resources, fine, or these ICT devices and its and the peripheral devices rather. So that's what. Okay, so students, you know, understand this the importance of these particular things. You read the devices and this functionality and specifically the parts of the CPU and its parts of the CPU and its functionality. All right. So today you have seen it, and you must go through the important portion of the each and every device. So that's why you need to be thorough for this particular devices to learn and about its functionality. Fine. Okay. Thank you.